Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, you sexified people? Here we are in the realm of another live show. Always love going live after the fix. And as we wait for so many people to come in, so I've got to get my intros out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling live stream in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and before I introduce my massive guests, I've just got to have a shout out to my Patreon and YouTube bangers. For as little as 50 cents a week, you can support the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and every single dollar that is made goes back into the channel. And of course, you just heard a huge announcement from Ryan Bowen on the fix, and that's what this sort of money goes to. So everyone in the chat, just give us a ready bang. I've got to show it again because I just absolutely love it. Everyone has just been nothing short of amazing as people are coming in with YouTube bangs. Really appreciate it because I want to get to East versus West, and I'm happy to pay my own way. Oh, I've done it again. Where's the hide button? Press the hide button. There we go. And of course, these two might have had big wins on the weekend, but they're not. The 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm, 80 to 95 kilo, third place getter. The most sought after trophy in the arm wrestling world. Oh, but enough about the greatest trophy ever. Let's have a chat to these two here. I'm going to start with the man on the left of the screen. He's tried to outshirt me. Not a chance. I've got flamingos. And I've also, where is it? I've got my own dog on the chat. That is my boy Zeus with the flamingos. My lovely wife made that for me. He decided to throw the anchor out on BLM. And I'm not talking about the political movement. I'm talking about Brendan Lemon. Mulverhill absolutely destroyed him with calm and precision. I'm talking about the tugboat chant. Sure, Tuggers. Welcome again, my man.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, mate, anytime. Love what you were doing, but you haven't. You've come with ammunition. You have come with a man that actually shows IKEA how Swedish people should be built. This man is an absolute stud, and he absolutely crushed one of our favorite people in the world, and that is Evan Burgoyne. Absolutely destroyed him. The Millinator, as we were calling you on the weekend, Mr. Ekstrom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely love you having there. Now, boys, you're both on the winner's couch. It looks like a porno casting couch.
Yeah,
so hopefully your girlfriends and wives, look after you there. But Chads, I'll start with you, mate. We'll get to it all. You know, I'll get to the chat in a moment to say g'day to everyone. I just want to have a quick chat with Chance, mate. Why did it become so easy on the weekend?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect with Brendan. He's had some pretty good wins, of course. We saw him, a month or two ago, flash pinning Porkchop. We saw him beating Schoolboy in some after pulls. We've seen him give Paul Lynn some matches. So controversial match with Dallas Langston where he won 3-2 and then was reversed that he lost 3-0. But I didn't really know what to expect with Brendan. I just know what I'm capable of. So I came in, in a big, strong form. I'd say probably 95% of what I was against Todd Hutchings. So really, really good form for myself. And I just wanted to make sure that the people that were staking on me made their money. So I just showed up to perform, didn't mess around.
You made a lot of people money, and you looked I thought, personally, you looked in much better shape than you did against Todd Hutchings. You looked a lot more leaner and a lot more stronger. Did you feel any different?
Did I feel different now than when I pulled Todd?
Yeah.
I was definitely a little bit more peaked when I pulled Todd. Brandon Allen, my strength training coach, and I were working on basically setting up my program to peak my strength for that match. With this match, I hadn't really trained much in the last 10 weeks or so, to be honest, because I was dealing with a back injury. So I was just resting and recovering. But sometimes that's what you need is rest and recovery and let your body heal. So, I'm not sure if I was quite as strong, but I was definitely better rested. So, yeah, no injuries or any issues going into it.
But you did mention the magic word, Brandon Allen. Pew, pew, pew. Get over to Filthy Power Industries and just chuck in, I'll show it again, chuck in Ready Bang 15 and get yourself 15% off Brandon Allen's gear there. And as you can see, he is turning arm wrestlers into monsters. What's that? You want to see it again? Oh, Chance says the magic word. Ready Bang 15. Put that code word in at the checkout. And let's see who is in the chat at the moment. We've got Not My Monkeys, Not My Circus, saying hi, chaps. Dan Joyce has come in. How's everyone doing? Well, these two on the casting couch are doing fantastic after their dominant wins on the weekend. Fox 8 Ball says already bang. Everest Khan has asked, have you been sued by Bang Energy yet? No, I should be suing them. I should be suing them. Bloody bastards. David L says, I pulled with Emil in Hedamora. Crazy strong dude. He's definitely a strong dude. Lane Dane says, ready bang. White Wolf says, ready bang-a-lang. Everyone's just coming in. King Hoddle, Aussie, 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 which is good. The usual suspects coming in the chat. Jeremiah, ready bang. Phil Woody, UK, you dead set legend. Devon's forearm. Ready bang. Yo, Aussie. Yo, to you as well. Coliseum arm wrestling. Oh, Chance. That right arm is looking massive. Boys, give us a flex. Give us a flex, Emil. Give us a look. Oh, they look like arms, but only smaller. The arm wrestling fan. Thank you very much for your super chat. Says, congrats on becoming a dad, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sweden Arm Wrestling TV says, Chance squeezed the lemon. Man, all the questions are coming in. Marcus Thompson, it's pronounced bang, not boom. How can you do that to me? Dan the Nightmare Swartz, ready bang. Hollywood Matt Connolly says, Jake on his way to commentate East versus West 4. Ryan just mentioned it, and I'll get to my guess in a moment. Ryan did mention what I offered Engen on to get over there to be the MC. I know he's got, I think, Ryan and Derek and Coach Ray to commentate, but I said I would MC the event and pay for my own way to get there. That is good. Mr. Ekstrom, the man that is built better than IKEA. How you turned up and you're taking on the Beer Man. Now, the Beer Man is quite popular on the internet. We all love him. Do you feel any remorse or any regret for manhandling the Beer Man? Did you expect?
I don't know.
Did you expect to win in such incredible fashion?
No, I had no idea what I was going into pulling him. Actually, I haven't pulled for over 2 years. Competed at least, only training. So, and I only heard of him when my match was set with him. So, I had no expectations.
There you go. Wow, you exceeded everyone's expectations. What you should do is film that and send it over to Neil Pickup and get yourself an Arm Wars matchup because that was very impressive. You've got the look. You've out-angled Chance on the couch. So that sounds, I've out-shirted him and you've out-angled him. So Chance is not having a good run on the show at the moment. Chance, I mean, you're always in discussions when it comes to matches. Whether you win, whether you lose, I just feel you can't win. You know what I mean? You're the hottest thing going around, and then you pull John Brezink, and then suddenly you were left in the trenches. You have a match against Todzilla, which is a lot more impressive than I think people give you credit for. And you just go on this massive wave. And then when Uncle John and I were commentating, we both knew the outcome. We both knew you were going to win. So where does this put you in the realm of arm wrestling? Where do you feel that you're at, or where you think you should be?
Well, I definitely know that I'm at or near the best that I've ever been, and in the next few months, I'll only continue to progress. This win for me this weekend was really important. To break the losing streak. Obviously, I've lost my last 3 super matches, and going from winning constantly to losing for the last basically year, it's tough. So I really wanted to break this losing streak and start my new win streak. So I have Ron Bath coming up July 23rd. I plan to do the same thing to him that I did to Brandon yesterday, and then I have Zurab at East versus West, and hopefully I can come out on top on that one as well.
Oh, that is genuinely sexy. So how we'll get to the Ron Bath match in a moment. Marcus Thompson, the dead set legend, just supporting everything that is the Aussie arm wrestler. He says, "Chance, congratulations. I thought the BML match would be closer. Got that wrong. Emil looks like a beast. One to watch now." Absolutely. Emil has arrived. To be fair, Emil, and I do apologise, I hadn't heard much about you when I started commentating. That the praise was coming in. A lot of people like, Beer Man's not going to win. This Emil is a strong dude. So what would be next for you, Emil?
I guess super match with more big names in America, hopefully. I got a slight injury from that match. I don't know if it will stick, but we'll see. So hopefully more matches that make my name bigger.
Who? Drop some names. Let's drop some names.
Well,
who do you want?
He is set to pull Darren Bills July 23rd right-handed in Michigan when I'm pulling Ron. So yeah, that's he doesn't know enough names. Like he just wants the top guy, but I'm trying to set him a match in Florida July 2nd as well. If anyone's interested to pull him, as long as his rights back up, I'd like to. I was trying to set him up with Carl Stanley, but Carl's not available, so we'll try to figure something out.
Look at that. I think Darren Bills was just in the chat a little bit earlier. So Darren, you dead set legend. You're you've got your work cut out for you. Good. I'll be interested to see that one. Thank you very much, Marcus Thompson, for that one. As just having a look. What else have we got in the chat? Nope, everyone's just everyone being awesome. We've got an Australian in the chat, Josh Barker. He's a banger. He's a superstar. This match always gets brought up, Chance, and you're probably sick of hearing it against Lachlan Adair. Now, Lachlan was very, very impressive against Austin Yeagers and Pavlo Debenyev. Did you watch that match, and are you interested in that match?
Yeah, I watched both of those matches. I just skipped through them a little bit, just watched because that was during Maggie's birthday weekend, so we were at a rave festival. Some of you guys might have saw that I was there, but like I'm at the concert, like shaking my head and like. So I just watched briefly, but yeah, I mean it went as expected. Lincoln, who is Austin's training partner, asked me what I thought about it and if he should take the match, and I'm like, dude, if you want Austin to keep winning, you shouldn't take this match. I think Austin will get killed. It's just my honest opinion, and it happened. So there was no surprise there for me. As far as me and Lachlan, I mean it'll happen eventually. I'm sure we'll cross paths. I would definitely enjoy the match. I would do it, but I have a few people on my radar that I'm focused on right now. So maybe down the road. However, I will never say no to a good offer. So if someone wants to shoot me an offer to pull them, I'll do it for the right number.
Ooh, that's of course, man. Of course. Darren Bills just jumps in. He goes, Emil looked very impressive against Evan. Hopefully his arm is healed up for our match. I'd love to ready bang him. Oh, them's fighting words from Darren Bills. Good on you, Darren. You dead set legend. Guys in the chat, if you can, give me some suggestions for the Swedish stud. Give me some suggestions of who he should pull next. We're going to get to the super matches on the weekend a little bit more into detail, but you mentioned something earlier, Chance, and it's very interesting, and I want to get your thoughts. The the internet can be a very wonderful place. The internet can be a very interesting place, to say the least. And you were mentioning before, you unfortunately went on a 3-match losing streak. You've been you've been very vocal on how you want arm wrestling to be your full-time profession. You want to be a professional athlete. You want to pull the best. How did you feel and how did you go about it? You know, you lose to John, you lose to Todd, then you lose to Sandra at East versus West. How does that make you feel? Did you go like radio silence, not listening to people on the internet? Did you just read everything and add it as fuel? How does a professional athlete like yourself go with all the garbage that can get spat out on the internet?
Yeah, it's a good question, Jake. Thank you. I would say I'm definitely reading everything. Whether I should or shouldn't is another question. I always read all comments basically on all social platforms. I don't know necessarily if I add it as fuel to the fire. It's just it's always a good thing for me to keep up with what people think. So I kind of know how to pick my next matches. You know, if my name is a bit hot, then I know I can pick a better match. I know promoters will be more interested in that. If my name is slowing down a little bit, I know that I need to to pick maybe a more realistic match. But of course I did lose, but I wanted to test myself against the best guys in the world. I mean, Todd Hutchings is a top 15 guy in the world. John Brzenk, greatest of all time. Sandra Settis, multiple-time European champion, Zloty third champion. So, I went out and I tested the waters against the best of the best. I know what I need to work on and where I need to improve now. And so I take a step back. I pull Brendan. I'm going to pull Ron and Zurab after that. And I think I figured out my holes and I'm working on training though. So no, it didn't set me back. Didn't make me feel bad or anything like that. It just showed me what I need to work on.
How does Maggie take it? She's very in love with the tugboat. She loves just riding shotgun, to say the least. You have a beautiful relationship out there. Does she get involved, or she's just like, that's your thing? I'm not jumping on the internet because I'm going to fill it full of uppercuts if I read another bad thing about my man Chance.
Yeah, so I told her she's not allowed to read comments or like look at Facebook posts or anything because, of course, how can you not get upset when you're reading something negative?
Where'd you go? Chance, where did you go? Oh, keeps clicking on and off. Oh, don't worry about that. That's all right.
Sorry about that. Hey, so
yeah.
I forgot I had an alarm set, so I had to turn that off. But like I was saying, of course, it bothers her when she has to read stuff like that. But that's why I tell her not to read, not to go on Facebook, not to go on my YouTube comments, because it does bother her. My dad's the same way. He gets all fired up and starts responding to people, and I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna block you on Facebook if you keep doing this.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
you can't. Advice to anyone: you cannot respond. Hollywood Matt Connolly has jumped in with a quick super chat, but I'm actually going to parry this question to Emil, and I want the honesty. Hollywood Matt Connolly says, "Does Chance think Jerry will ever pull against him?" So first of all, Chance, I'll get you to answer that question, and I've got a slightly different question for Emil. Do you think? Mate, I've got so many questions about this. I'll start at one at a time before I give myself a headache. First, Chance, do you think you and Jerry will ever pull?
We will pull one way or another. Even if I can't get the match set, I will show up to his house at some point. Like, I've been trying to get the match for over a year now. He's dodging me or coming up with excuses or whatever. So if I can't get it set in the next few months, I will just fly up to Boston. I'll drive to his house. Someone has the address. I'll figure it out, and I'll pull him in his garage if nothing else. I hope after he gets his beating from Gennady that he'll come a little to reality and pull me.
Oh, here we go. Now, Emil, one wink for yes, 2 winks for no, so you don't hurt your friend's feelings. Do you think Chance can beat Jerry? 2 winks. He said no. Oh, you heard it here first. Oh, man, no, I'm only joking.
I think.
How do you see that match, mate?
I think if he doesn't have a chance now, he will soon. Jerry looks really strong in his position, but I think Chance can match that pretty well with his style. Like I said, I don't know the strength gap yet, but it'll be interesting to see whenever it happens.
Oh,
So.
It's gonna be insane, and getting both your inputs on this. There's this whole Chance and Jerry thing. As Chance mentioned before, he's been, banging this drum for a year. What was your honest opinion? And I'll get both of your answers. What was your honest opinion when all of a sudden Engen announces that Jerry's in a title match at East versus West? And you've been heavily involved here. You both nod your heads. I'll be very interested to hear. So for those that don't know, Jerry Cataret's pulling Gennady Vinya, East versus West for the heavyweight title, right arm heavyweight title. We haven't seen Jerry pull in years. Gentlemen, what do you think about that?
So, I'll say that Jerry definitely deserves a lot of respect, and he deserves to get big matches like this on one hand, because he is a legend in the sport. Greatest flop wrist presser of all time, greatest presser of all time. Has wins on everyone. John, Devin, he's been at the top of the game. He's done it all. So, on one hand, I understand the thought process of giving him big matches. On the other hand, he hasn't done anything in 2.5 years. And last time he pulled, he lost to Michael Todd. And we've seen how Michael's done recently in comparison to the top guys. So I think that personally, I would not have set the match, but it's not my choice. It's not anyone's choice but Engen's. And if Engen believes that Jerry's ready, maybe he knows something that we don't. But I do genuinely believe, and I'm not just saying this because me and Jerry's history, but I do believe that Jerry's going to lose pretty bad.
There you go. Emil, what did you think when you're sitting there? And I'm sure you've heard off camera quite a bit of frustration from Chance. I'm sure you've discussed this topic a number of times. What was it? What was it like?
My first thought was, if he gets offered so much money for a match, he's so certain of winning against Chance. Why doesn't he take that instead? I think he might be afraid to lose to someone whose name is a lot lower than Gennady. So it will be funny.
It'd be interesting. That's taking all the 6, but not my monkey, not my circus wants the hard-hitting questions. And he goes, let's get to the big questions, Aussie arm wrestler. What does Emil think about ABBA getting back together?
Oh, ABBA. I haven't even heard of that. I'm sorry.
You've never heard of ABBA? Oh, wow.
Of them getting back together.
Oh.
I hear about that. Of course, I've heard about the band, the artists.
Emil, everyone wants to know, how much do you weigh?
Between 105 kilos to 108 right now.
So like 231, 240.
Yeah. Nah, just say kilos. Kilos is way better, because we live in 2022. Hey, don't worry, pounds. Come on, mate. Let's get with it. The chat's going nuts, which is unbelievable. We were talking about Facebook comments before, and something that really grinds my gears personally. If anyone watched the matches on the weekend, these two won pretty lopsided, and then I see people. How do I put it? Because I love BLM and I love other pullers, but to comment on your post Chance for saying, good match, you won your super match, and then to say, refs didn't know the rules and things like that. I don't know. I think it'd be much better for Brandon not to say anything at all and just go, oh, mate, you're better on the day. I'd love a rematch or something, But you saw the comment. It was on your post. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. As someone who's taken plenty of losses, you kind of learn how to handle it. complaining about, well, if this was different or that was different, maybe I could have won. It doesn't look good on you no matter the circumstance. It's a lot better to walk away and think, what do I need to improve? Where do I need to get stronger? And how can I win my next match? So I think that nothing against Brendan. Like I said, he's a great arm wrestler. I just think that he needs a different outlook. I think he needs to view it as, again, what can I do to improve? What did I not do that I should have done? Things like that. Instead of coming up with excuses. It's just not a good look. No one likes excuses. So hopefully he comes to the realization that he just needs to improve in certain areas and get stronger in certain areas and prepares better for his next match.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I think he's a character. I think he's a personality, and I think arm wrestling is better off when BLM is firing on all cylinders. It's going to be awesome. So Emil, do you live in Sweden? Do you live in the States? What's the go with your location?
So I live in Sweden. Trying to figure out if I can stay in America. But now I've been here for 3 weeks. Planning to stay about another month. So staying with Chance, get some help, maybe to get some jobs. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Someone pay this man to arm wrestle. We've got to keep him in the States so we can see more matches. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you can move over there. So how did this beer man match come about? How did you and Evan get your lines crossed?
It's all through Chance. He set everything up around him talking to Nelson Torque for this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically when Nelson Torque reached out and offered me the match with Brendan, after I accept, I'm like, hey, by the way, Emil's going to be living with me at that point in time. He's a Swedish champion. It would be really awesome if you could set him up with a match as well. He was like, well, what about Evan Burgoyne? Because he's coming to pull Mark Harrison left-handed anyways. And I'm like, Emil will kill Evan, but yeah, let's set it up. Why not? So then they set it up. Thanks again to Nelson Torque. He flew Emil up as well with Maggie and I. And so I predicted correctly Emil killed Evan, just like I imagined.
Yeah, you were very, very dominant. When was the Emil, when was the point where you just knew you had our man, Beer Man? When was the point? Was it as soon as you walked on stage? Was it when you first gripped him, or was it after round one? When was the moment?
When I first saw him, I got more confident. I thought he was taller and heavier, just bigger in general. But when I first knew I was going to win, I think was after first round, because it was a flash pin. So I felt pretty confident then. Of course, you will never know until you win, but I felt confident after first match.
There you go. Well, you just came in and tore him apart. It was unreal. Guys, get more suggestions in. A lot of people saying Emil versus Artem, the top roll king. That'd be pretty good. They want Emil to face BLM. That'd be good. That'd be real good. Just having a look there. Yeah, Artem versus the Swedish stud. Oh, BLM did say Chance was better, Henry, but it was just like, the refs and this and this and this. And then he said Chance was better on the day. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all right. BLM's a good man. Oh, the event in general I wanted to have a talk about. Why was everyone so far away from the stage?
I think it just, in the video, it looked that way, but really, they weren't too far away from the stage. I don't know, maybe 10 feet or something. I mean, what do you think? It didn't seem like they were super far.
Between 10 and 20 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just so maybe the stage isn't crowded and all the athletes can walk up and around the stage without having to, move through chairs or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought United Arms TV did all right, but then the ring of death for everyone watching came in. Now, were you guys aware during, not so much during your two matches, yours went through fine, but were you guys aware that the live stream was really like suffering?
Well, I know that the live stream cut out a couple times because when the live stream would cut out, they would pause the event, pause the super matches, and wait until they got the live back up to start them again. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was shut off, and there was a bunch of issues because the music playing in the background, it got copyrighted, and they shut the live down. That's my understanding. But it was running off of their mobile's data, so it could have been bad connection as well.
There you go. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we thought it was the music. We was like trying to jump in the chat and help out and say the bloody music. Dan the Nightmare Schwartz reckons Paul Lynn versus the Ekstrom. Not bad. That'd be a cool matchup. I know he's a bit busy at the moment. Darren Bills.
We've been talking with Paul, trying to set up a practice either for us to go up there, for Paul to come down. Just to grip up and train really.
Yeah, there you go. Emil versus Alcesor. I don't know. There's just something about this Swedish superstar. I think that Emil wins easy. No disrespect to Alcesor, but I think yeah. But anyway, question for you, Emil. Did you get a chance to pull Porkchop afterwards? We all wanted to see that.
So I injured my right arm, so I wouldn't pull right. But I did pull him left right after he stepped down from pulling, so he was tired. And I hadn't pulled anything. I was cold. We were stuck mid-table, like in a hook. It's really hard to get a fair start at a practice table.
Yeah.
But no like straight wrists and stuff like that. But yeah, he's a strong dude. Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't know how it will go.
That'd be a real interesting match. What do you think, Chance? Porkchop versus the Swedish stud.
I think right-handed Emil wins kind of easy because Porkchop is susceptible to getting top rolled quickly. He's slow. We saw Brendan flash pin him like a month or two ago, and what I felt from Brendan versus what I feel from Emil, I'd be pretty confident in Emil. On the left, I think it's a good match. Porkchop seems to be a bit better left, and Emil's left is a little behind his right. So I think that could be a potentially good match. I'd still pick Emil, but maybe 3-1.
I think, Chance, I think you need to help Emil get an Arm Wars match. You need him to put in a video for the Arm Wars Search for a Savage. Because the chat want to see more of Emil, and I just might know someone on the committee, and it's this guy in a flamingo shirt. So I'll certainly push that video if it gets on there. What else do we got? Chance, how did Matt feel?
Yeah, so Matt and I, after pulled a little, of course, I had pulled a super match, so my arm was a little achy. Even though it was an easy super match, but you got to remember, when you pull and then you sit in cold weather for 4 or 5 hours, your arm gets cold and achy. So I was a little achy. Matt has been training, so it wasn't anything fresh, but it was fun. Matt felt good. I felt good. We didn't want anyone to see it, so no one recorded anything, and so I'll leave it at that. But it was nice to pull it, Matt.
Oh, a bit of cryptic, vague talking there. If you had a beard, Chance, I would be expecting you to stroke it right now. Maybe you can stroke Emil's goatee. But you've got a big fan, Emil, the big Swede. He's jumped in. You've got a new fan from Benny B. He's very good. Is there a difference? Is there a difference, Chance? Because obviously you've got Emil staying with you. You've pulled North American tournaments. You've also pulled at East versus West. And there's always this North America and European arm wrestling. Of course, we've got the East versus West. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between European pullers and North American pullers? Like, is there something that's distinct, or it's just every single person I jump on the table is different?
I think for the most part, everyone is different. Europeans are used to a bit more rigid rules. So a lot of them tend to be quicker. Americans, from what I've seen, tend to be better in longer matches. Because when when both people are kind of starting before they go and they're a little turned in, you tend to have a little bit longer matches. But overall, I think everyone's a bit different. A lot of people think that the refereeing is a huge difference, and in some cases it is. Like yesterday versus East versus West, huge difference. But when you have really legitimate referees at events like Michigan State's, I'll use for an example, Steve Pettis put that on. I felt like my match with Todd Hutchings was reffed a lot more strict than my match with Sandris. So you can definitely get strict reffing anywhere. You can definitely get loose reffing anywhere as well. So I just think it varies from event to event and from competitor to competitor.
Emil, what was the reffing like in your match? Because obviously we had a slight controversy in the main event. What did the reffing feel like in your match?
Well, it's for sure more sloppy than I'm used to. They let a whole bunch of things go that I'm not used to. So I came up with my hand underneath almost every fight. Yeah, I'm not used to fighting for like cheating. So.
Oh, the Europeans always say it's cheating. Oh, bloody hell. No, that's all right. A few people in the chat. Yes, there's a difference. North American pullers talk more from Vladimir. North American pullers are entertaining. European pullers are just boring and put me to sleep. I'll tell you what, they're bloody strong, though, if they put you to sleep. They're bloody strong. Vladimir says, this host looks like he drank beer instead of milk as a baby. Thank you very much, Vladimir. By the way, just watching my wife stay awake all night because we've just had a baby, and I always look shit in the morning. Actually, I look like crap anyway, but I do love you, Vladimir. Thanks for having a bit of a laugh. In the chat, we're here with Chan Shaw and the Swedish stud, Emil. He's Emil. I keep saying Emil. Emil. It's Emil. Which is
it's either really to me because.
Well, what do you prefer? What do you prefer?
Emil. You can say that. Emil.
Fuck it. You're the Swedish
Yeah,
stud. You prefer either, and you give me a third one. Work with me, mate. It's going to be awesome.
Emil is what all the Americans have called him for the last 5 years that he's been visiting. So Emil is what we call him, but I don't know if yet. I guess
yeah. Mr. Ekstrom, I will call you. Where you've been able to pull in a lot of places. What's your favorite country to pull in?
Oh, America for sure.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Yeah.
Why? What makes the US so entertaining?
It's just more. It's more of a show all the time, and it's not super serious. It's just you try to make a show out of it. So it's fun to watch, I think.
Absolutely, it's fun. I mean, you both need to come to Australia because we're just the best in the world. We're undefeated. We've never lost an arm wrestling match in the history of life, which is good. Not My Monkeys, Not My Circus says, can you ask Chance why he chose Sweden for training? I thought it was pretty obvious because he's got one of his best mates on the couch living with him for 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly the reason I was in Sweden is because I could go and train with Emil. The most important thing for me was to set all my distractions aside, so not be at home and be around someone who's motivated. So what better place to go than Sweden, where Emil keeps me on track. We train hard and we eat a lot and there's no distractions. So yeah, very obvious answer. It's mostly because of Emil was there, 99%.
But more the really, once again, when you come on this show, it's all about hard-hitting questions. Performance-enhancing pancake asks, Chance, what's your number one Hawaiian shirt brand?
The one that chooses to sponsor me. How about that? I don't really have a go-to Hawaiian shirt brand. I just whatever fits and feels nice. A lot of the do you guys have Target and
Yeah.
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 A lot of the ones from Target feel really nice, and they're like $18, so they're pretty cheap. But seriously, if any Hawaiian shirt company sponsors me, that's the number one in the world. I'll tell you.
Emil, you sit there and you've got a very strong friend in Chance, a very good arm wrestler in Chance. Every time he goes shopping or he prepares for a super match and he goes to his cupboard and you see nothing but multicolored, bright, different sorts of animal Hawaiian shirts in his cupboard, do you just shake your head and go, mate, let's talk fashion?
Not at all. I think his shirts are kind of fancy. I like them. I like the style.
Oh. Has there been any peer pressure for Chance to put a Hawaiian shirt on you before one of your matches?
I gladly put them on. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny enough, obviously I'm a bit bigger than I used to be. So I had like 30 or 40 XLs. So he went through them when he came here, and he grabbed like 15, 20 of them, something like that. Yeah. So now he has a big Hawaiian wardrobe too.
Was it just was the shirts just an accidental thing? Is it what's the origin of the shirt? Was it just something to make, like I say, ready, bang, and ask dumb questions and just have a laugh on the show to try and stand out from the pack? Was this just so people had a visual and always remembered Chance Shaw? What's the origin of the shirt?
Yeah, so it was maybe my 4th tournament ever, so maybe like 6 months into the sport, something like that. I wore one because I went to a thrift store and I found a couple and they were super cool. So I wore one at a tournament, and people remembered it and said, "Oh, which Hawaiian shirt's next?" So then I just wore my other one to the next event, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I love the shirts." So at that point, you just keep them up. I've always liked Hawaiian shirts. There was this kid in school named John, and he always rocked different Hawaiian shirts every single day, and I thought it was like super cool. So he kind of inspired it in the beginning, but yeah, people started to notice the shirts, and so I just said, why not? I'll keep doing it. It's a way to set myself apart. I mean, I was already pretty young, so that set me apart. Now you throw the shirts on, and it's hard to forget.
What's the longest you've ever taken? You've got a big match all planned. What's the longest it has taken you to choose a shirt?
Believe it or not, I usually just like look in my closet. I'm like, this works, and I just toss it on. There's not a whole lot of thought goes into
that.
It.
Is a lie. That is a lie. Hang on. Sorry, I've got to take this call. Hello. Oh, Maggie. Hello. Yes. Chance takes 3.5 hours to pick a shirt. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I'll let everyone on the show know the truth. Awesome. Thank you, Maggie. Have a good day.
To be fair, Maggie's right here, and she says, just tell him that I buy them all and I pick them out for you, which is mostly. So I guess the real answer is if we travel, it's whatever Maggie puts in the backpack. I just grab it out and throw it on.
Can you quickly ask Maggie, if you can hear Maggie, hello, thank you for letting me take some of your man's time. Do appreciate it. Have you ever picked out a shirt, Maggie, and feel free to sit on the couch. Have you ever picked out a shirt and then told Chance, no, that doesn't look good today, and he's had to change his shirt before a super match?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
No.
Maggie thinks I look good in anything, so.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually pick them out specifically because I like them, and I don't like when he wears certain ones, so I don't pack them. So.
Is there a good luck one? Is there a superstitious Hawaiian shirt? It's all about the hard hitting questions here.
You did that one you wore a couple times.
Which one?
The
Bahamas one?
No, the one with the little ukuleles on it.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
You wore that one for what, Ron Bath or something?
Yeah, I wore that for Ron and when I pulled with Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, you wore that one a couple times.
Yeah.
That one was a good one.
I wore the one from the Bahamas a few times too, because that's the shirt I was wearing when I beat Nick Zena, and that was my first big one. So I'm like, that's kind of good luck. But no, I don't think the shirt has anything to do with it. I don't think there's luck involved. It's all skill, Jake.
Well, of course, there. And when you've got a beautiful woman backing you, you can conquer the world. Emil, mate, you're sitting there. Do we need to fight? Oh, Maggie can stay. That's not a problem at all. She can hang out if she wants to. No, that's okay. If she doesn't want to stay, then that's fine. Emil, like, do we need to find you a beautiful American woman, or do you have a beautiful woman back home that's going to come over?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll leave it at that.
How do you think Emil will go against Ryan Bowen, my man, my good friend Ryan Bowen?
You said Emil and Ryan, or me and Ryan?
Emil and Ryan.
Ryan would be in trouble pulling Emil.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I suppose there's as strong as Emil is as well. I think there's a 15 kilo 15 kilo difference between them. What Wolf? What's is Beer Man live now? Is Beer Man live now? What's he saying? Is he a bit annoyed? That's a shame that he's a bit annoyed. That's all right. Henry has jumped in. He says, chance with the SH class moving more and more towards giants in the future. Have you considered to go down to the 110 kilo class, which honestly suits your frame better?
No, not at all. My goal is not to be the best in a weight class. My goal is to be, ideally number one in the world, but if not the best that I possibly can be. And, I think that being a bit heavier I'm going to be stronger than if I was 242 or 110 kilos. So no, I don't want to excel in a weight class. I want to excel the best that I can overall.
There you go. Do you have any of those goals, Emil, or are you just like, let's just pull anyone and everyone and we'll go from there?
Mine's to stay in a weight class, preferably the highest weight class, but supers, except for when I have super matches, I guess. Then it could change.
Yeah, beautiful. White Wolf says, no, he's still complaining. Evan's still complaining about the refs. White Wolf, give us the inside scoop. Is it about his match? Is it about the whole day? Is it about BLM's match? Let us know, you dead set legend. And tell Evan I love him and I'll give him a kiss on his big, bald head. Definitely love it there, everyone in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much for hanging around. You're with two of the best going around, which is good. And we're trying to somehow legally move the Swedish stud to America, which is good. Emil, we heard before that Chance has got some big super matches going.
Yeah.
Do you think he can beat Ron Barth?
Yes, I think he will.
No. Why don't you think so?
What are you talking about? I think he's got about 80 to 90% chance.
Yeah, beautiful. And what about Zarab Tadvaridze?
I think he's he should be the same level, shouldn't he? They had wars, so
ooh.
I think about the same, maybe slightly over chance.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. Buddy Hale thinks, Chance, the sky is the limit, brother.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Me says, who does Emil want to pull in the US besides John? Emil, do you have a wish list at all? We briefly spoke about it earlier, but do you have a wish list at all?
No, not really. Just some bigger names, really.
Just get the man paid.
Yeah.
That's what we want there. What else have we got? I think this has been brought up a million times. I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. Chance versus Ryan Bowen in that rematch. I don't think that's going to happen. I kind of think that might. I think that could be dead and buried for a while. I think you both are on different paths at the moment.
If Ryan wants it, if he wants to put up some money, I'm not going to say no. Just for the record.
There you go. Yeah, money talks. Money is a wonderful thing. Performance Enhancing Pancake says, Chance, do you plan on adding the King's move to your arsenal if Devon somehow wins?
No, not really. I'm not a hater of the King's move like a lot of people, but it just doesn't seem for me. Now, if it develops over time and ends up being a tool in my toolbox, I'll use it. But nah, I don't see that being an option for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, if you've got any quick questions, because I'll have to wrap it up in a couple of minutes because father duty calls. When your baby's only a week old, you've got to be there and thereabouts. So if you've got any final questions for these two super studs of the arm wrestling world having big, massive wins, get your questions in, and then we'll head over to Evan's show and listen to him drink himself and whinge. Actually, that's a question. How many beers was Evan having throughout the day?
I think it was less. I think it was less than he made it seem like it was. Maybe 6
Before pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, 6.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 5 or 6 before pulling. We left pretty shortly after, so I don't know. You agree?
It's hard to say. He always walks around with a can of beer. So it could be.
Now, you guys are into your diet and into your weightlifting. Like, does that annoy you that someone's doing it? Or is it like, Chance wears a Hawaiian shirt, Evan has a beer?
Sorry. I don't.
He asked, does it annoy you since you're so into diet and weight training? Does it annoy you that he's always drinking?
No, not at all.
No,
No,
that's always.
Yeah, that's okay. If he wants to take it not very serious, that's fine.
There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Did Chance naturally gravitate towards a certain technique when starting out?
When I first started, I was essentially low hand top rolling. Matt Mask saw like a few months into me pulling, and he reached out to me on Facebook Messenger, and he was like, hey, buddy, you basically already low hand top roll, but this is what you should do to make it more efficient. He sent me over like a few videos and answered a bunch of my questions. And so starting out, I was basically a low hand top roller, but thank you to Matt Mask. He really solidified that that's where I belong. So yeah, low hand has been my answer for a long time. From there, I've grown. I like to, depending on the match, I'll post top roll, I'll low hand top roll, I'll hook. Just depends. But yeah, typically low hand.
There you go. And of course, I have to ask anyone that comes on the show, and especially you two, we've got the biggest arm wrestling match, arguably, in the history of the sport. Devin Larratt and Levan Sagnishvili. I'll start with you, Chance. Who do you think will win the biggest match of all time?
I think you have to kind of pick Levan to win it. I think that Devin will get 2. I'm really hoping that Devin ends up winning it in a 4-3 7th round battle. I think that'd be pretty insane. But yeah, if it's just who wins out of the 6 rounds, I think you have to go with Levan.
Yeah, beautiful. And the Swedish stud that is built stronger than IKEA. Who do you think will win the biggest match of all time?
I'd say Levan, and I think he does 6-0. Possibly Devin could get 1 or 2 pins, but I think if I had to say it's 6-0, Levan.
Beautiful. No nonsense from you. No nonsense. I love it. It's a straight shooter. Guys, we will wrap it up there. Thank you very much to my guys.
Thank you.
Here, I'm sure if you subscribe to my channel, you are clearly subscribed to the Tugboat Chance Show. Go check out his 4K footage of the matches. Both of these guys' matches are on his YouTube, on his YouTube right now, and then hopefully we'll get an Arm Wars search for a Savage entrance from Emil Ekstrom, because the Double E needs to be more on a global stage, and he's in pretty good hands if he's staying at Chance Shaw's house. Guys, head over to the Beer Man's channel now. Tell him the Tugboat and the Swedish Stud sent you, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you for having us, Jake.